Hoi anō hei tīmatanga ake, kei te haria e ngā Māori o te tai rāwhiti, te take mo te kere hinu i tō rātou moana, ki te whakakotahitanga o te ao. E tū kotahi ana te whānau apanui rāua ko Greenpeace ki te whakahē i te rautaki a te kāwanatanga me Petrobras, ki te wero i te takere o te moana, ki te kimi hinu, i te pātaka kai take o te iwi. Nā, ko te mana take te tūwā papa o te tono kei te kawea ki te whakakotahitanga. Me te aha kei te kiu o te pū a tōna anō iwi a Hekia Parata. Minita mohoa i ngā take pūngao, rawa whenua. Jody Ihaka with this report.
Did you feel a little bit like you'd been handed a poisoned chalice?
Not at all. Not at all.
Hello, everybody. Just would like now a fair to go on research in the area.
High drama on the high seas as international oil giant Petrobras sails straight into a fight with two tribes and Greenpeace. Petrobras is the third biggest oil company in the world. In 10 years, it's predicted to be number one. Hekia Parata believes it'll provide the financial solution for Māori and mainstream New Zealand.
I'm extremely excited about having been given this opportunity with energy and resources. If you think about our country, we know that the economy is not in great shape at a time in the world where there is a global recession. So we've had to look at how can we cut our government expenditure to create greater space for the things we want to fund, education, health, the restoration of Christchurch, but we have bigger and longer term goals.
Petrobras operates in more than 27 countries. We are the only one currently protesting. Operations manager Marco Toledo says he respects that.
We have some priority in the beginning here. It was mainly in regards to the EU engagement, but we're here to attend everybody.
The business deal with untold billion-dollar potential comes after Jerry Brownlee failed to convince New Zealanders to mine Schedule 4 conservation land. Deep-sea drilling was next on the agenda, and in November last year, Petrobras was granted a 5-year permit to search for oil with no public or iwi consultation.
I think we've already acknowledged that the process that has occurred to this stage in respect of the permit for Petrobras wasn't as well communicated as it might have been, and I suppose we have to say, what are the trade-offs?
Petrobras will spend 3 years exploring New Zealand waters, starting with the Raukumara Basin. The area under observation extends 200 nautical miles from the coastline and crosses two iwi boundaries, Te Whānau a Apanui and Ngāti Porou. The minister's ties to both iwi have caused critics to say she's being used.
First of all, what I would say is that I'm absolutely sure that I was selected to come into Cabinet because of my abilities and because of my capability and because of what I have to offer. Secondly, I am absolutely secure in being a Ngāti Porou woman with ngaitahu whakapapa. And that will always inform my world, because that's what I was born and brought up within that cultural framework. And I think that suggesting that somehow there's a conspiracy to use me in this role is really personally disrespectful to me.
Protesters have made vicious and abusive personal attacks on Hekia Parata and her husband, Sir Were Gardner, both on Facebook and in their rohe.
I feel very comfortable about my integrity and the way that I am approaching these issues, and I think that I can bring a lot of knowledge and information about the aspirations of iwi and Māori to the table that there hasn't been a minister with whakapapa to do for a long time.
Have you ever had any dealings with Petrobras which sort of cover the Indigenous perspective, or do you get a feeling from them as a company that they will listen to Māori concerns?
Absolutely. I know that they have retained full-time cultural advice for them.
As a petrol giant, Petrobras has a pretty good international reputation. It's 55% owned by the Brazil government and is a major funder of national arts and cultural events. They also provide scholarships for indigenous groups. Like BP, Petrobras has had its share of disasters. Over 26 years, they've had 53 people die in accidents, but they've been accident-free for 8 years. Compare that to New Zealand. 77 people died in workplace accidents in 2010. Marco Toledo says safety is an integral part of the company, but it's too soon for environmental risk assessment.
Guarantee is a word that do not exist in our industry, in the industry in general, but we are leaderships in deep sea. We are experts in deep sea. We are not dealing with environmental impact activity at this time, so we are quite away for this risk.
Mr. Toledo says it's company policy not to engage with Greenpeace, but he was keen to meet with iwi.
We got in the hui as a welcome strangers, and we left there as a friends, right? So we understand that we got a good start.
Does that mean you're saying the iwi have given you permission to drill?
No, they haven't given us the permission to drill, but they give us the opportunity to be friends.
So your company view says culture is a people's most valuable asset. Are you ignoring the Māori people of New Zealand?
No, definitely not. We're here to learn about these communities. We're flowing on the learn about this. We got a commitment with the government. We understand the government as the federal institution of this country, and that's how those projects start from the beginning. We have to learn how is the culture around and work on the engagement of everybody.
Look, it's not in any company's interest, Petrobras or anybody else, to be wrecking the environment. It's not in their interest because they want to be successful, they want to be able to extract and produce in a cost-effective way, and it's not in their interest to be creating environmental damage or to be getting offside with citizens of the countries in which they are operating.
Petrobras say about 50% of all exploration missions result in drilling. Hekia Parata says it's time for Māori to consider other options.
The thing about Greenpeace and the flotilla is that they'll sail away again. And whānau Apanui will continue to live in their rohe and will continue to confront the challenges of economic, opportunity, of social and political and cultural opportunity, and it will be whānau Apanui that confront those, not Greenpeace, not any of the other members of the flotilla. So yes, they have seen an opportunity where there is synergy between them on a particular issue at this time, but I do think we have to have an eye out for the longer term future of our tamariki mokopuna and our whānau who will continue to live in their rohe.
I pātai atu mātou ki te minita mohoa i ngā take pūngā o rawa whenua, ara kia Hekia Parata, mō ona whakaaro e pāna ki te tono ki te whakakotahitanga o te ao. Engari, kāre ia i wātea mai.